And we're live.
Oh, speaking of my mom, I thought about doing a YouTube video this Christmas where I invite my mom on to do like a dual commentary, like old school dual commentary on Call of Duty. And I want her to tell her Bigfoot story about how she, short synopsis, she claims to have talked to Bigfoot with Morse code in Michigan. Right hand to God.
Not only is Bigfoot real, but he's capable of communication in a form like Morse.
It's not real Morse code. She claims that she heard him in the woods while she was camping. He was knocking on a tree. She was knocking on a tree. Bunch of tree code going around, and she's dead serious. And
does she know Morse code?
No, my mom no. My mom knows no code. I have to.
So maybe Bigfoot knows it, and your mom doesn't, but can't tell.
There's fucking idiots who can't communicate back to me.
Morse code. What I mean by Morse code is they were knocking on trees, and she was probably just knocking with like a woodpecker or something, you know, like, honestly, or a beaver. But
no claims to have seen anything.
No claims to have seen anything, but just to hear her like her stories are incredible. But she's like scared of the internet, so I need to ease her.
What does she do for a living? She's the hoarder, right? Do I have that part?
She's the hoarder. She is a licensed contractor, actually. So it's very old school, and builds houses and sells houses and stuff like that.
She builds entire homes.
Wow.
Yes.
So she really has it together for a Bigfoot believing hoarder.
She does, and she's pretty loaded, and yet she thinks she's constantly like losing money. She's like a Mr. Krabs type, you know. She like makes money, but she doesn't spend it. So she'll buy one-ply toilet paper and hoard beanie weenies from the Middle Ages, you know. So,
in her defense, real estate is feast or famine.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Do I believe in Bigfoot? I'm not opposed to the idea. Like I'm
not morally against it either.
I've got nothing against Bigfoot.
As a Christian, what I'm asking. As a Christian, I'm just offended you would ask.
I mean, I don't not believe it's not. I'm not really that interested in it, honestly. Like it could be a thing. I don't know. I don't really care. You know, that's how I feel about it. But
yeah,
some people are really into it, and more power to them. You know.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's definitely not a Bigfoot. Like 100%. There's not one. You know, anybody that's watched enough Joe Rogan knows about the Gigantopithecus, you know, that the creature that used to live like maybe 20,000 years ago or something like that. That was essentially a Bigfoot, but somebody would have shot one by now. This is a creature that supposedly lives in North America. Plenty of people up in the north west to like shoot one of those motherfuckers. Like people go to Alaska and Canada all the time to hunt big game. They're in the areas where this thing should be with rifles, and you can't tell me some redneck wouldn't immediately start gunning that thing down if he saw it. Like,
oh yeah, we would have a whole exhibit, dozens of them.
They'd be mounted on walls across the South if those things existed.
All these crazy things shift the burden of proof. That's their typical debate style, right? Prove to me that there isn't a Bigfoot. I think there's a Bigfoot. Prove me wrong. And then they just don't accept any of your evidence or thoughts.
They're like flat earthers.
It does make more sense because some people, don't they believe that Bigfoot is like one guy out there, like a monster? Or is everybody like, oh, it's an entire species living in caves?
It has to be a species because like
I have no idea. I'm gonna text my mom and ask her what she.
Is there one Bigfoot, or are there big feet?
Proud feet.
Do you believe in multiple Bigfoots?
Big feet.
Big feet.
You don't want to sound uneducated.
Big feet.
Get it right. All right.
Bigfootin'.
What would a group of big feet
Reagan would say?
Like it's like a school, a murder, a pod,
a stomp. It's a whole stomp.
I like a stomp.
Of big feet.
That's the best I have.
A stomp. That's the winner. That's the winner right there.
End of discussion.
Yeah, no need to go any farther. I've probably asked this question before, but I like these. What crypto creature, or just, you know, it could be aliens, could be ghosts, like what supernatural thing do you think has the best shot of being legit?
Aliens.
Aliens that have visited Earth.
Yes. Aliens and ghosts, both. If I
Oh
like
shit.
tie.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we
You
ding
think
ding
ghosts?
ding. We
We
got a winner
one
here. Okay.
Yeah.
So what
You
what
believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? Or are you saying that ghosts have the highest probability of being real when compared to something like the Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster, I don't believe it exists at all.
Well, it did exist. It was called a plesiosaur. But
yeah. I mean, modern day. It's complicated because I don't really. So I'm one of those people, like, I don't believe it till I see it, but I accept that there's a high probability that, you know what I mean. I look at the evidence and I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably real. It's probably a thing that could be, real, but I got to see it. Like my mom's house. Sorry, my mom's keeps getting brought up, but my mom's house is I believe it to be haunted, but
Holy
I don't
shit.
believe in ghosts necessarily.
So do you think ghosts are like a dead person or more like an ethereal demon or an angel?
I got no idea. I don't even really believe in it. It's just I had weird shit happen at my mom's place when I lived there growing up, and
does your mother believe in ghosts?
Oh, 100%. She's like conspiracy theory out the ass, man.
Dude, ghosts is 10 stops before Bigfoot.
She thinks,
Yeah,
she legit thinks that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are, are ghosts. She legit thinks that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are gay, and that Barack Obama calls Michelle Obama Michael because she saw a video online. That's how like out there that is.
Well, actually, my mom thinks that too.
Yeah, so it's
I was trying to demonstrate to my mother. I don't want to derail you too far.
No,
that she has believed in some crazy things in the past, and I was like, you said Michelle Obama was a man, and that she had a penis. She was born a boy and always was a boy, and that's that. And she's like, I still think that's true. Like, all right,
right, sticking by her guns. Just
yeah,
don't care. Just but I want to stay on the ghosts and demons thing.
Yeah,
like, you said that there was some stuff that happened at your mom's house when you were growing up. What was that? Like a couple things you recall?
Probably the weirdest one was the way my dog's here. Probably the weirdest one was I came home from college one day, and this is midday, like 4 p.m. or so. Just got home from college, community college, because I'm a failure. And I get home and I walk in, and the way my mom's place is laid out, it's like an old farmhouse kind of thing. So all the rooms are kind of connected. Like the kitchen's connected to the guest room, which is connected to a bedroom, which is connected to the hallway. It's like a circle, like you could run around in it and make a Tom and Jerry cartoon almost. And I come through the door, and I come through the kitchen door and like the side door, and the guest room door is open, and there's a bed behind that door, and you can see through the crack in the door, like the bed, right? And I walk in, you know how you walk in and you can kind of just like, if somebody's in a house and you walk in, you can kind of sense it. It's almost like a sixth sense, but you can, like if somebody was here in my house, like I could feel it.
You feel that something's off. Yeah,
you feel like something's off or whatever. So I come home and I'm thinking it's just my mom, whatever. And I'm like, Mom, is that you? And I look through the crack in the door, and I see someone sitting on the bed, like through the crack. I can't get a good look at it, but it looks like somebody's sitting on the fucking bed, like sitting up on the bed. And I slowly round the corner, and there's nothing there. And I look back through the door, and it looks different. There's nobody there. Footsteps, loud fucking clomping footsteps. Heard a woman crying one night at like
what happened when you heard someone crying? Were you sleeping, or was it coming from your room?
I spilled soy sauce on my sock, so I went to the bathroom to wash my sock. I'm dead serious. And after I turned the water off, like I was just doing it in the bathtub, after I turned the water off, I heard a woman crying, and I'm thinking, is that the pipes? And I'm thinking logically, like, is that the pipes? Like, what's going on here? And it's like a murmur, like a whimper, like a at first. And then I stand up, and I'm completely still. And then 10 seconds later, it happens again, and it's coming from right underneath me, which is the basement. And it was just, I just went back to my room and went to sleep because I was like, this is terrifying. Like, I'm not going to fuck with it.
I couldn't go back to sleep if there was a woman crying in my home.
It took a while. It took a while. At
You
that
didn't
point,
investigate more.
You didn't grab a bat. I'll give you a reason to cry.
Dude, shit
Get out
would
of my house.
shit would get knocked out of the cupboard, and I don't know if that's the ghost trying to tell my mom, like, "Hey, this shit's expired. Get it the fuck out of here." But
reasonable ghost. It's all of this crap. Throw it away.
Like these penny weedies.
It's the ghost of a body that she's hoarding somewhere.
It could be me in her freezer. She's got a hidden.
It's the ghost of a flattened, fossilized cat. Come back to seek vengeance upon me.
Did the crying sound like?
You know, come to think of it, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh God!
But no, it like shit will get knocked out of the cupboard, and my first reaction is somebody's breaking into the fucking house. Like that's. I always look at the logical thing, like somebody's fucking breaking in. If I hear footsteps clomping, I'm like, God damn it, G.I. Joe just walked in my house and is gonna kill me. Or something. So I would, go through the house and flip on the lights with a fucking bat. I actually used one of those cheap ass like flea market samurai swords one time because I couldn't find the bat, and because I don't know what to fucking do. Like that's my first reaction. Never found anything. So I at a certain point I just quit investigating and like going through the house with a bat because I'm just like shit's just gonna make noise and weird shit's gonna happen, whatever. But yeah, I never actually saw anything except that.
Are you religious?
No, not at all. So
you're from North Carolina and you don't have a gun?
I have a gun. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like 17.
Okay.
You're gonna want to load that up with salt, rock salt. That's all that works against those ghosts. I've seen enough Supernatural to know.
Rock salt.
Rock salt.
And shit. Yeah.
No, garlic doesn't work. That's a myth. That's a myth. Let's try to keep things factual. Right? You're gonna need rock salt for the ghosts. Don't even bother with the garlic for the vampires.
That doesn't work.
That's for
I don't remember. I haven't seen Supernatural lately.
Okay.
Was there anything? Have you had any supernatural feelings or vibes in where you're currently living, or no?
Not really. No. No, nothing really.
It's almost like little things that scurry in piles of trash are more common in the hoarder's house.
Yeah, that's a good point. Could definitely be a raccoon situation or something. I don't know. It's a weird place. It's just an old farmhouse from like the 40s, 50s, something like that. She actually fixed it up. Which, I mean, if you're into the haunting lore, when you disturb an old place, that's when shit happens. And it's actually right near a creek, which is another like haunting lore thing, like any sort of running water, mineral deposits like quartz, something that can provide energy. I mean, it's all, I'm not getting that
but
into
I always
it.
go skeptic on it because my wife and I did this ghost tour. And there were people who honestly believed in ghosts telling us about their stories, and the renovation is part of it. And they're like this, so there I was, and then suddenly I felt a chill. It's like the temperature dropped 15 degrees. Like, yeah, because there's a hole in the wall, right? Like that would cause this. And the renovation kicking it off, it was like, that's when you have like air that blows door closed or things that make it cold. It makes perfect sense.
I can remember in the past, like, waking up at night and hearing a noise somewhere in the house and being like, all right, there is no way I can go back to sleep. This noise has to be found out. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm afraid because I don't know what that noise was. And I would get a gun and I would I would be angry at the noise for scaring me. I'd be like, I'm going to find you, motherfucker. Like, and you better not be an intruder. I'm going to murder you right now. Like I'd be so upset that something has frightened me out of my sleep. And I would go room to room and like closet to closet and look in all the scary places. I'd go up in the attic, the last place in the world I wanted to go. And I'd just be like, someone's going to pay. I hope it's not a ghost. I hope it's something that bullets affect, but something's going to go down. That
happened to me recently.
You never
in the last year or so when
so the things that I have found that were like making the noise, most of the time it's a situation where a window's been left open and the wind is kind of making the blinds like move enough that occasionally it's making a noise.
Okay.
Or like there's a piece of aluminum foil that's like sitting on the kitchen counter and the air vent is such that it's making it wobble every 2 minutes and it's making a noise. And I found there was a bat in the attic once.
Okay.
And I think there was a possum one time outside, like in the garage, that was stuck in a garbage can. Like it's always but I always had to like find out what the fuck is going on, because
I do the same thing you said, where like you're walking around like making threatening gestures, and part of it is because like I'm amping myself up because I'm like afraid if something were to happen.
Mhm.
I remember like because my girlfriend will be sometimes like, there was a noise in the basement, and I'm like, there absolutely wasn't, and she's like, you have to go check. And like to keep myself feeling light, like I'll be going in the basement. It's like, when I find you, I'm gonna rape you. And that made me and her both laugh. And it's like, it's gonna be fine. I'm glad you're here. Just like burst in.
What if you just heard from down in the basement, "Bring it on, big boy"?
I would love if
If
you just hear running after that. Like if you're down there, I'm gonna rape you, and you just hear like footsteps just bolting out the.
But they're getting closer.
Oh,
He called my bluff. He called my bluff. Just sprinting out of the house.